Welcome friends back to that 1870s homestead. My name's Rachel and today we are making up a big batch of zucchini apple pie filling. I have four, this is just the top of one, four of my large zucchini. This is like the bottom of one that I have taken the tops and the bottoms off. I have de-seeded them and I've got about 8 cups sliced. This recipe calls for I think 12 or 12 and a half cups of sliced zucchini. So I'm going to keep slicing away and I'm going to bring you guys the process. I am, me personally, in my home going to can this. I have not found necessarily an approved, tested by an organization canning recipe. However, you can can zucchini using the correct amount of sugar and lemon juice to make faux pineapple safely. So I will just pH test this myself and make sure the acidity is right, and maybe I'll even show you that step of the process. I don't know that I've ever shown that on a recipe video before, but we'll try it out and see where we land with adding our lemon juice and all that good stuff and our sugar. So I'm going to keep slicing till I get 12 and a half cups, and then we're going to get to the mixing process. It should go pretty fast. It's a pretty simple recipe, and I have made it myself and made a zucchini apple pie like crumb, and it tastes wonderful. Now what I will tell you I've tried that doesn't work is I found a recipe for doing it with green tomatoes. That does not work. No. So yeah, it was like inedible. But the zucchini, you can fool most people. Of course, nothing beats a good old-fashioned American apple pie, but we can make do with what we have with our excess produce and put some apple pie filling on the shelves. So I'm going to keep going, and then that leaves me with just 3 zucchini that I've harvested. I think there's 2 more in the garden that I'm pulling the plants, and we will just be shredding those for the rest of our needs. Be showing you a lot more in detail as we get over there to the stove, but that looks like a really good apple slice, huh? I'll see you guys in a second. I've got all my sliced zucchini in here, and I sliced them about 1/4 inch thick or so. So just nice little apple slices, apple-ish looking slices. And now I have apple juice, and I'm going to measure out 5 and a half cups. Okay, and basically what I'm doing is I'm following the National Center of Food Preservation's pineapple zucchini, but I'm upping the lemon juice a little bit, and we're going to go in with 1 and a half cups of lemon juice, and then we're going to simmer this for 15 to 20 minutes. So I'm just going to bring it up to a high heat at first and then stir it and then cook it down for 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, that's pretty hot. I'm going to turn that down so it can just start simmering. Rue, stop. Hey, it's just me. Alrighty. Now while that is simmering, let's go ahead and mix our dry ingredients. So I have 5 cups of sugar. We're going to be adding 1 and a half cups of sure gel or clear gel, you know, your pie thickener. So that's all right. And then we're going to be adding cinnamon and nutmeg. If you just prefer cinnamon, you can just use that, but I love both. So we're going in with 1 and a half teaspoons of cinnamon. And then same of nutmeg. If you only ever buy pre-ground cinnamon, really missing out, just start buying yourself the nutmeg, or already ground nutmeg, I should say, and buy yourself just the nutmeg whole and grate it. It's dramatically more fragrant. Okay, I think that'll do. And then we're going to give that a whisk together. I do have out molasses as well. So you could consider doing part white sugar and part brown sugar. I don't have any brown sugar mixed up at the moment, so I'm just going to be adding like a 1/4 cup of molasses to this, and it'll just give it, you know, a really rich flavor, just like brown sugar would. All right, we're gonna add this to our apple mixture, so I'll see you guys back when it's time. I'm thinking maybe we'll get 3 quarts. We'll see how it goes. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes. These are the pH test strips that I have. You can just get these on Amazon. And if you're trying out a new recipe and you want to know if it's safe for canning, after this has been 15 to 20 minutes, so you definitely want all the ingredients to come together for a while before you test anything. I'm going to put this in there for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Shake it off. And we're going to wait 15 seconds. So let's say 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then it has the readings, and you hold up your card to it and see what best matches. And I can clearly see that this is, you know, better than a 4.5. And 4.5 is the lowest reading mine goes to. And anything less than a 4.6 is considered safe and acidic for canning. So we're gonna, at this time, go ahead and put in our sugar. And I brought out another pH test strip just so we can test it one more time after the sugar and cinnamon and sugar gel have all been added. I think that there's a lot of unnecessary fear in the canning world from people so completely scared of canning food just because it hasn't been tested by a government organization. I get it. I understand that there's science behind it, and that recently people in California have died from botulism poisoning due to home canned foods. But if you know the right safety practices and you apply them in your home, you can be safe, and just test it yourself before you know for sure whether or not you need to pressure can it or if you can water bath can it. All right, so that's coming together nice and thick. And I just want to get it a little bubbly before we're ready to can it. And we will be steam canning, using our steam canner. So water bath canning is very comparable to steam canning. So you use both of those practices the same. And then pressure canning would be canning something under pressure. And we're going to be canning these pints for 25 minutes for my elevation. I'm less than 1,000 feet of elevation. But boy, doesn't that look good. Oh, wow. Oh, I want an apple pie now. It's 80 degrees though. I can't make an apple pie today, but it's going to be ready in the fall. Now, what I have personally found is 1 quart of pie filling is often a little shy for like how I like my pie filling, but 2 quarts is too much. And I saw a great tip today that use your 1 quart and just supplement with fresh produce. So if I'm going to use a quart, I'll just slice up another apple and add it to it. Or if I got blueberry pie filling in the basement, that's another great way to, instead of having to open one and then you're left with half a quart in the fridge. So just an idea. All right, so we are super thick. I'm gonna cut that off. I'm gonna test it again. This is going to be tricky because it is thick. So I'm going to have to wipe it off. So 1, 2, 3. And we'll bring it up here. 1, 2, 3. Looks like the acidity did drop just a little bit. It's not as, do I still have that other one? Doesn't seem quite as vibrant. Well, maybe it is the same. Let's see. So the top one was the first one that we did, and the bottom one is the second one we did. I feel like it's slightly different. It's tricky to the naked eye, especially with the thick juice on it. But no matter what, it's still safe. Well below that 4.5 range, and it didn't go the opposite way towards a 5.0 range. Okay, so I'm gonna get my quarts and we're gonna go over here to the counter and get these put in our jars. The 4 quarts out and a pint, just in case this makes a little over a third of 3 quarts like I'm expecting. I have 2 jars to pick from. And okay, here's the thing about canning pie filling with Sure-Gel. There can be a lot of expansion where you get what's known as siphoning out of your jar. As the jar cools, it'll spit out the side of the rim, and it can lead to challenges with false seals or it not sealing altogether. So the general recommendation is 1 inch of Headspace, which is usually right here at the neck of the jar. I go a little less than that. Can you see? I go just maybe more closer to like 1.5 inches, just to make sure. But isn't that beautiful? Absolutely stunning. We're still gonna have to debubble. We'll do that after we get all these jars filled and let them settle for a little bit. I'm guessing my measurements for how much I was going to get was based off that pineapple zucchini recipe, and there's not Sure-Gel in it, you know, which really adds volume. So I think we're going to get maybe right at 5 quarts, we'll see. Now, a lot of people ask me, do I pre-warm my jars? I don't. When I'm dealing with really, really hot food like this, so this is considered hot pack. It's hot food in a hot canner. And when you add your, you know, hot food to your jar, it naturally warms the jar. I mean, that's the way my brain works anyway. So this one's got a little bit more of the pie filling, the goop, than the other jars because I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel here. And so I'm gonna label this jar definitely add an apple when it comes time to making something with this. Let me scoop some of that out because I might have filled it too much anyway. Yeah. Okay, I think I got one more slice I can put in there. Okay. So, do you see my point? Like, here's where you would, based off the, you know, guidance for pie filling, you would fill to this neck of the jar. I don't know if you can tell, it's just slightly below that. This one might be a good example. Of course, when you push it down, it kind of rises up. So just be really careful. I'm gonna get a chopstick right now and we're gonna work on debubbling, which is really tricky to do with pie filling because it's so thick. So just do your best. You just want to make sure that there's no major air pockets. So I'm just going all around. I'm gonna give it a little swirl. And then I just pack and kind of tap the jars on a towel, like my placemat that I'm using here today. Like this. Let me do it over here. Tap. It'll get it down there really good. Kind of burps through that that thick jelly. I need a rag now. Here, I'll come down here. The yummy gooey stuff is really, really good. Hot washcloth. We're gonna wipe these rims, get any pie filling that might have gotten on them off, because we don't want our seals to not seal, our lids not to seal, I should say. I think my canner's nice and hot behind me. And what did I say, 25 minutes, right? So that's not bad. 12 cups, 12 and a half cups or so of zucchini slices gave us 5 quarts of apple pie filling. Just finger tight. Okay, and then we're gonna put it in our steam canner. All right, and then we're gonna put our lid on. Ooh, I'll give it a few minutes. It says I'm already at the pressure that I need to be, but I really wanna make sure that that steam comes up, builds appropriately in the canner. And then I'm gonna start my timer for 25 minutes. We'll cut off the heat at that point. I'll wait about 10 minutes. I'm gonna bring them out of the canner, and like always, I will leave you guys with a clip of what it looks like coming out of the canner, and we'll see together if we get any more siphoning. And I just saw, I forgot to add my molasses. Oh well, it was really good nonetheless. What did I want to tell you? Oh, remember the pH strip tip I gave you. Todd will leave a link to these in the description below for you guys. And it's been a great tool for me to have in my canning toolkit. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye guys.